Well, there's an awful lot here, right? First and foremost, they should be really kept awake by the same challenges that the rest of the C-suite face: the business strategy and the business performance, which of course is very specific to each individual company. But the CIO, just like the rest of the C-suite, has got skin in the game in terms of making that overall machine work. And they're thinking about actually what are our overall goals, our overall objectives. They're thinking about how do I keep everything online to make sure, particularly if we're talking about legacy systems, how do I make sure that nothing falls over? We've got SLAs in place across the company for internal customers, for external customers, and of course for consumers that I want to continue to deliver. I need to think about, upgrading legacy systems. We need to tackle the monoliths, and we need to also think about new types of IT, thinking about composable commerce, for example. And I think there's another couple of factors that must sit within the CIO as they're lying awake in their pillow at night. And the first one is overwhelm, right? There are so many initiatives and changes going on in retail right now, and so many of them point towards an element of digital or IT or technology, right? Almost everything has something like that, which is, drastically different. Even 10 years ago, right? Where, just digital is just so much more embedded nowadays. And the IT division, whether we call them IT or technology, bear with me, they have the hand in that. And in many instances, can be seen as a constraint within the organization because there is this bottleneck, this natural bottleneck, because everything feeds through IT. And I think for CIOs, that overwhelm is a big challenge, and prioritization is the answer to think about how do we make sure that we're getting the right challenges, the right opportunities resolved through our tech resource, but also how do we make sure that we're communicating clearly, which is the other element I wanted to raise in this. Because again, we've all heard those conversations where it's IT's fault, or the IT team say they can't do this on time, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure we can all reflect on those conversations, right? But actually, how do we, with all of that overwhelm and the prioritization that's happening, how do we communicate effectively to ensure that it's an open conversation? It's an open conversation for the whole organization that ultimately feeds, as I say, towards that overall business strategy and performance.